Casey at the Bat is a 1927 silent film. Now, of course, we know Casey at the Bat, the famous poem from the 1880s. We, of course, familiarize it with the Walt Disney animated cartoon. The thing about Casey at the Bat, there were several films made long before this one. I think I counted about 10, give or take. The poem itself was famous even back then. It's famous now. So, there were movies being made then, and there are still movies up to now. I lost count. This film, the 1927 film, I haven't been able to find to watch. There is a copy for it's not a lost film. It is preserved at the Library of Congress. So, I just haven't been able to watch it yet, and I would love to. It stars Wallace, Beery, Ford Sterling, ZaSu Pitts, and this was the film debut for Sterling Holloway. Now, thing about Sterling Holloway, you may not recognize the name, but you would recognize his voice. He was the original voice for Winnie the Pooh. He was also the voice of the stork in Dumbo, and he did a lot of the narrations for Lambert the Sheepish Lion. He did a lot of work for Disney. So you may not recognize the name, but you would recognize his voice. He had I absolutely love Peter and the Wolf. Yeah, he did. So that's Sterling Holloway. But this was his film debut, Casey at the Bat. Now, of course, we all know the story. I'm sure I don't have to get into it, but the interesting thing about this film is it has an interesting little twist to it. Of course, Casey, who is played by Wallace Beery, he's great at baseball. He's wonderful at baseball. He's the baseball Superman, so to speak. And he ends up with a shyster manager. And this shyster manager basically convinces him to cheat and pull a con. He says, you know what, we're going to do this big game and get drunk so you lose. And so that's the big plot of the movie. And so that's why I want to watch it. I want to see how they take this. Like I said, we all know the poem. We all know the story. We've all watched Disney's cartoon. And, Disney Channel used to show it every summer. I watched it. We all love it. And if you say you don't, you're lying. Now, I'm sure there are those that don't like it. But just to hear this different twist, I'm interested, and I would love to see it. So, anyway, it's not a lost film. It's just very hard to find. I have not seen it. I will continue to search for it. It is preserved at the Library of Congress, so and it has me interested as to what the condition of it is in. So maybe that's why it's harder to find. So, but anyway, yeah. So it's not lost, and I'm glad for that. And Wallace Beery stars in it. He plays Casey. And again, there are tons of movies for this, dating as far back. I think the first one that I saw was 1899. That's considered the first. And they just continue after this one, too. So, Wallace Beery stars as Casey. This is Sterling Holloway's film debut. And again, he was the original voice actor for Winnie the Pooh. This film was released in 1927.